Hello, my name is Enoch Bevere. How are you? Thank you for tuning in to the Enigma Speaks podcast. Today, we're talking about dreams because a lot of us use the word, but we don't take the steps that make our dreams come alive. And it's something we must do. We're not going to get enough of this, so don't even start. A dream is just a dream until it comes to be, right? Right now, man has gone to the moon, man has gone to Mars, man is trying to occupy other planets. Why? Because someone had a dream. Cars became cars as we know them because someone had a dream. And the interesting thing is, cars were not always the way we now know them. I met some guy a couple months ago, and he said there was a time that his father would drive from Dallas to Houston to get medical care for his mom, and that his father would put his arm outside. And by the time they got to Houston, his father's arm had tanned like really, really dark tan. Why? Because of the heat. So there was no air conditioners in cars. It's hard for me to process, the same way it's hard for someone who's watching to process that there was a time we didn't have phones that we could talk to ourselves and see ourselves in real time. But there was actually a time like that, right? Where you had to wait till you got home to make any calls. That's if you could even afford a phone, right? A box phone. Then, um, I mean, come on. Well, electric cars became because someone thought about it. Why are we using petrol? Why are we using gas? Why don't we work cars in another way that you don't need to put gas for it to move? And here we are. Well, it was somebody's dream. Television was somebody's dream. Zoom was somebody's dream. The guy was going to see his girlfriend in another city, and it was taking such a long time, the commute. And he thought, wouldn't it be great to be able to talk to her real time? And then his dream came alive because he didn't just have the idea, he worked on it. He took the steps that were necessary to make it happen. Okay? So devices as we know them now were not the way they were 20 years ago, 25 years ago, even 10 years ago. A lot has happened. A lot of apps have, been developed. A lot of things, companies have been formed that were not here 20, 30 years ago. What does that mean? That people are still dreaming, but they're not dreaming about what to consume, which is where some of us are in life. And that's okay. But if you remain there for too long, then you start to make a mess of the plan that God has for humanity. We cannot focus on just our stomach. Then what? You eat, you're full, and then what? Like the rich fool in the Bible, he ate, he was full, and he said, and God said, no, you're going to come tonight because you have missed the reason why I give people riches. It cannot be for your stomach alone. I mean, if you're a billionaire and all you can do is eat, then what are the billions for? I mean, just thinking about it makes me feel nauseous. Anyway, but we have to learn that when we have these dreams, especially the ones that scare us, the next thing to do is to take a leap of faith. We have to move in fear. It's very important that you move afraid because there is no way you will see the big picture. And even if you did, you might reject it. I like to reference Joseph in the Bible again and again. Joseph had the dream, right? Where the moon, the stars, and yeah, it was the moon, the sun, and the stars bow down to him. Then the sheaves. I'm sure he was kind of scared, but imagine if God showed him the big picture, which was you're going to be a prime minister in Egypt, a strange land, a foreign land. And then God shows him part of the journey, how he was going to be sold to slavery, how he was going to be in jail. If you were Joseph, wouldn't you reject it and say, God, if it's going to be this hard, can we just scratch that? Can I just stay with my father, enjoy, maybe be a shepherd all my life? You know? Yeah, because many of us would do the same if we saw the trajectory and the details of the dreams that we have, how they're going to come alive. Imagine Olusegun Obasanjo, for example, former Nigerian president. You know, he was in jail, came out of jail, contested the election and won. He was the head of state briefly, I believe, in the 70s. So imagine if someone had told him that you're going to be a civilian president, but you have to go to jail first. Being a military person, jail is not a thing you want to even consider. It's I don't even know the word to use. It's a no. It's a no. No, no. You don't have to see the big picture. It reminds me of some guy, a joke I think that people tell. He was stuck on the mountain, holding on, I think, to a twig. And he cried for help. God help me. God help me. And he heard God say, leave the branch that you're holding on to. Leave it. Let go. And the guy looked around and looked below and screamed out, is there someone else there to help me? Because he was afraid. But that was God saying, let go. Many of us, we are not going to become more. We're not going to walk into the dream, into the future that we dream of until we let go of what's in our hands. Okay, there's a piece of paper here. Let me squeeze it, crumple it. So this is me. Okay, I'm holding on to this, right? And God says, take. How do I take if I don't open my palms, my hands to receive? So many of us, what's holding us back is the things we're holding on to, the life that is so good, the experiences that we don't want to let go of, the habits, the associations, the connections. But those things that we're refusing to let go of are the things actually holding us back, holding us bound to where we are. Until we let go, we're not going to go forward. And it's not that they're bad. I mean, look at Joseph. He was his father's favorite, had this coat, ran errands, was a good child. And then it was a good place to be. In fact, he was his father's favorite. So if they wanted to count kids in the house, you count Joseph first and maybe last. Because he was all that. So where you are, you want more, you've prayed for more, but you don't want to let go. Some of you, you need to leave the city where you are in. You're so comfortable. You know the city like your palm. Leave. That's what's holding you back. You've got job offers in other places. Hey, I don't want to leave. Please, what are you holding on to? What is that thing that is so sweet? You know, the danger of these things is you're there. You love it so much. It's holding you back. You can't even see that anymore. But imagine if you got sacked from that place of employment. Will the city still be as appealing as it is right now? Or your salary got slashed? Oh, there's a pay cut, hyperinflation. Would you feel as much in love as you are right now with that city or that location? Some of you, you need to switch careers. You're multi-talented like some of us are. You can do 1, 2, 3 things. You're doing one. Maybe 2 is even easier for you. And 3 is where the money is. So there are these variables. But you're not even thinking outside the box because you're comfortable where you are. In fact, do you know it's even strange? For some of us, while we dream, we believe that it can't get better than this. So it's a mixed, feeling in our heads. I want more. I desire more, but maybe this is the best I can get. That's not true. And that is what holds many of us back. We're earning somewhere. We feel so unhappy about what we're earning in a way that someone would think that that's the highest you could ever earn. That's not true. Oh, that's not true. And if you're working, you've been somewhere for 5 years, you've never gotten a pay rise, something is wrong. You want to start doing a diagnosis. Oh, yes. I believe this is the month of diagnosis. You have to do a diagnosis. Why is it that in 5 years I've not gotten a raise? Another part of your diagnosis you should do is, in this 5 years, has the company employed anybody else? So so you have to realize and just clear it from your head that it's not a money problem. It might be a skill set problem. You're not solving more than you were solving 5 years ago. And aside the skill set problem, It might be a relational problem. You're not relating well with people, so they're afraid if they give you more, you might just cause more problems. 5 years ago till now, you're not communicating your value. It's like a rich person wearing tattered clothes. And we know he's rich, but why is he dressing like this? Nobody's saying wear designers' clothes or wear labels. No. There's a way you should present yourself. Because the world's a physical place. People see. Their eyes are the first. The eyes are like the tongue. The eyes taste you. So there are these other variables that may be responsible for your predicament. So you want to do a diagnosis this month. Why is it that I've been working here for the past 5 years and there's been no pay rise? And if you can talk to your HR, why not? Your supervisor, what's going on really? And many times they'll say many things, but the real things. So listen for what they're not saying. And perhaps you want to revisit the matter. You're not badging them, asking for a pay rise. You're just trying to find out what is it that the company is going through that's making it difficult for them to increase my salary. It's been 5 years. And then again, you also have to know how salaries are increased, how appraisals are done. What are they looking for? Because I will not just pay you more because you've worked 5 years in my company. No, there are things that I expect. There must be parameters you must meet. Do you understand? So you want to find out too if you're meeting the criteria, the parameters that are necessary for a pay rise to happen. Because no, come on. I've been doing it for 5. You could be doing the same thing sloppily for 5 years and you don't even know. So when you find out the how or the why, then you know how to approach it. 2 steps. Ask for a pay rise. Fix whatever it is that is the real issue. You must find out that by your diagnosis. What is the real issue? Be a nicer, kinder person. Be more polite. Show up more. Show up earlier. Lean into the job. Be an entrepreneur. That's people that create value within the company. Right? And give it a little more time. And so that's the thing. You need to also have a target date in mind. My goodness. I will get into that in the next episode. Yeah, this work thing, I'll get into it in the next episode. We're talking about the dreams. Yeah. So you want to know that you might be holding yourself back, right? Once you want your dream to come alive, you have to realize that no mountain moves until you move it. No mountain will move until you move it. And you best not be the mountain that is refusing to move. Okay? You best not be the mountain that is making you not move. And some of you have stopped dreaming, stopped trying to reach out, stop trying to make your dream come alive. Why? Because someone told you something. Who is that person and why are they such an authority that you believe them over the word of God? Who's that person? There's a song, Oye Kuru that thing, oh. Oye Kuru that thing that is making you just give up on life, give up on your dreams, give up on becoming. Because if that person is not God, like they have it all together, A to Z, like they control your oxygen, they control your movement, how far you can go, like they have a leash on you, then they have no right. And your spirit, a human spirit, why are you allowing a person tell you cannot be good at something or you cannot be great at something? Why? Those are doors you should close. If a person is in your space and all they do is make you feel small, make you feel that you cannot achieve more than you are achieving right now, that's a signal that you should run away from them as far as possible. You know what they're doing? They're sowing tares in your farm. They are messing up your mind in a way that you might never be able to come out of in a long time. Anyone speaking anything negative in your space, in the workspace, in your family space, in your whatever personal space, run away from them. Online as well. Block them. Why do you let them be your compass? If you're Christian, the word of God is your compass. I can do all things. Doesn't mean you can do all things simultaneously, but you can do all things. So why are you allowing a person become your compass? Have they walked that path before? And even if they have, was it under the same temperature and pressure as you are in right now? Yeah, because if I walked a particular path when it's raining, it's not the same way I walk the path when it's dry. Do you understand? Or when there's snow, it can't be the same. So if a person is telling you, I tried this, it did not work, you don't know. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. You cannot know. A road that you haven't passed, you cannot know. So don't let a person hold you back, right? Do what you need to do. Some of you, you're even not leaving your place of work because you have this friend. I don't want to be separated from this friend. Are you serious? Are we in primary school? That's elementary school behavior where you don't want to go to, so they, like some schools then, there will be another arm so you can have A and B or pink and rose. And you don't want to go to pink and color, pink and blue or pink and green because your best friend is in pink. So you want to remain in pink. Some of you, the real reason you're not moving forward is because of that person that you've made your idol. So let's do the diagnosis, all right? Because you're not here on anybody's timeline. You are not here on anybody's timeline. Not only you waka come. If I feel a headache and my husband, my partner, my brother, my sister, my boss doesn't feel the same ache in their heads as I feel at the same time, then I am not on their timeline. I am not here for anybody's validation. If I think I can, I will. In fact, I must. But if I wake up every day and I'm thinking, would I get approval of this person, that person, that person? Do they give you oxygen? Why are you giving them so much power over you? They're not God. So if you make them your God, then it's on you. We are here, right, on earth because God put us here for a reason. Not for validation from other people. Even Jesus, how much validation did he get? From his own people. He said, a prophet is not respected in his own, now they rate him least in his own home. Therefore, he could not perform many miracles. Why? Because the people rejected him. So imagine if he was waiting for their validation to do the work of his father who sent him. My name is Enoch Befiri. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. On Twitter, Enigma City. Instagram, Enigma City. Facebook, Enigma City NG. Thank you for watching. And whatever you do, make sure you're awesome.